Good morning from Bimini today. Today is our last day here on board, but it is at a port. It is the beach club at Bimini. Been here many times before, but let's see how today is different or better, or let's just see. I will say one difference since the last time I was here is you have to make sure to take your towel from your room. They no longer have them at the beach club or like on the pier. And if you don't bring your beach towels back, they will charge you $25 per beach towel. So make sure you remember that. They've kind of changed like every other line. But yeah, today is Bimini. Let's go see what we can get into.
Here is my galley guy. He always sees me and rushes right over. Had the breakfast burrito and the French toast burger. I always take the top one off. It's just way too much bread.
All right, made it off here in Bimini. I like big apps. And there's one. Line is not too bad yet, so yay for that. But headed to Resort World. Right, so made it here to Resort World. It is still just as beautiful as it always has been. It's still pretty calm here. Not a whole lot have made it off yet. There are not the towel stations. I've seen a lot more of like warning signs of no lifeguard on duty. But other than that, it kind of looks pretty much the same. They do have some music going on. There are a lot more day beds, but they don't have any shade or anything around them, so I noticed that, but still beautiful. See you at my office for the day. All right, I'm up here at the pool deck now. We have the bar that was like right behind us. Now it's still behind me, but in between the ocean and the pool. The water station behind me is new. They hadn't done that before when I've been here. That is much appreciated. That's really nice. And then the pool is still super quiet, but super gorgeous today. Not too hot, not too humid. It's gonna be a nice day.
I found this little guy sunning himself on the stairs. And then of course I had to sun myself a little bit. Make sure to order the pitchers of drinks. It ends up being cheaper and a lot quicker. Walked the beach a lot today. Actually did a couple rounds up and down. Here's the group I hung out with. I don't know what we were talking about, but it was serious. More pictures. So we decided to walk all the way down to this like far end to get a picture of the ship today, and the pictures turned out amazing. I will say it's a little rocky up on the parking lot at the top of there, but the views were beautiful. The seagulls were flying around. It was really a lot of fun, and it was a good little piece of exercise. Definitely watch out for the sun though, because it will catch up with you while you're walking.
Alright, so I'm pretty much lobstered, and it is 3 o'clock. The pool party's been over for a while, but they're still playing tunes. And I am choosing to head back so that I can get ready and showered and all that for dinner, because tonight is Gumbae. But beach club never disappoints. Totally had a great time. I will say the seating is a lot more limited. I don't know if that's because the ships are more full or whatnot, but a lot of people who showed up late didn't get a seat. So make sure you show up early. And we had no problem, but show up early and you'll make it. Good evening from Valiant Lady. It is hot as Hades out here right now. Holy moly is my balcony hot. But made it back from Bimini's beach club and got showered. Removed like 10.5 pounds of sand out of everywhere and salt and
was kind of icky today, but had a great time. I did not try any of the food today at the beach club, but I did go and have a few of the pitcher drinks and like one of the frozen drinks and like soda and stuff like that. But just didn't eat because I ate a really big breakfast before I left. I'm also not a huge fan of the food offerings that they have there, but beautiful as always. The sand was nice and clear, easy to walk on. Didn't even need any like sand shoes or anything like that. The seating, if you go early, is fine. The later you wait, the less there is, especially if you have like a big number of people that you need to get sat together and things like that. The tunes were to where you could hear them, but they weren't like overly loud or anything like that. Yeah, so no real complaints. I didn't even have a complaint about how long it took for the shuttle or anything like that. It was really quick. We waited maybe a couple minutes each time at the beginning and to leave, so super nice. The golf cart people were not as aggressive as they have been in the past, so thank you whoever told them to back off. But a great time, and we're going to continue to make memories and not dreams and live every day as a gift, because that's what it is. Thanks to my donor here on the ship for our last night. It makes me so sad. These are always so short, but I'm getting out of the sun. I've had enough sun today. I'll see you around the ship. So decided to get some ice cream real quick between getting back on the ship and dinner. Dinner at Gumbae. They sit you at a group table. The menu. And they did have some new offerings of like the sip and pair or something like that. We didn't even look at that, but you pick a small plate or two, and then a medium plate, which is like a soup or a salad-y kind of thing. And then your main course. We just did a variety. And then dessert. So here is the shrimp roll. And then these were the chicken bites, the tofu stew, the shrimp, and then like the main proteins, it was the ribeye steak, pork belly, and then a marinated steak. It was really good. Had a good flavor. And then the dessert. While at dinner, we actually got to see our final sunset of the trip, and it really was a beautiful sunset tonight. One of my friends got a picture that had like a blue streak across it. It was pretty cool. After listening to some music, Bert wanted to go up and see the rocket launch. So it made his day. There was a rocket launch. Good night from the Valiant Lady. It's officially the last night, and it is time to be packed up, have your suitcase out in the hall, and get ready to leave for tomorrow. But today was Bimini, and had so much fun over at the beach resort. I will say by the end of the day, it got pretty toasty. The sun got intense, but it was a lot of fun. Very nice and relaxing. Walked the beach a couple times, went in the water for a little bit, things like that. So it was a great time. Definitely a good way to end the trip. Even though I wish there was maybe a sea day, but it's so close they can't fit one in. But tonight we went and had dinner at Gumbae, and the food was very good. No complaints there at all. It was all really yummy and delicious. It's loud. It is very, very loud between everybody yelling with the game. The music has been super loud tonight, like all over the ship. It's just been super loud. But Gumbae was very good food-wise and service-wise. It's just loud. And then after that, We all had some like bar tab and money and stuff to spend, so I went shopping, got a couple drinks, and then I couldn't find anything else I wanted to buy, so I converted my onboard credit or sailor loot to casino, like to play in the slot machine. Did that for a while and then cashed out. But after that, went and listened to some music, watched the rocket launch that happened. Bart's a huge sci-fi kind of guy, so the rocket launch was a big deal. Went out onto the net. They had it open tonight. But that thing, it still has those pressure points. It's strong, but it is cool to kind of just be floating up there above a deck and stuff like that. And then went back in, listened to some more music. Went to karaoke for a little bit and the social club, and then now I'm just gonna chillax in my hammock because it's nice and quiet and it's what I'd like to do for my last night. So here I am. But let's do final review since it's the final night. Food wise, I'm gonna give it probably like 8.5, 9. The food has been really good. Temperature has been pretty good. There's a couple things that could have been a little warmer. Like the clam chowder at the wake, I wish was just a tad bit warmer. Things like that. Oops, sorry. Drink wise, great. Bar service and all that has been super quick and all of that. I will say though that they cannot get my drink right to save their souls. I always get Malibu with Coke Zero, no ice. And I get all kinds of combinations, but we end up figuring it out after a while. So, let's see what else. There are a few bars that are doing like little snacks, or as I call them, net nuts. So if that's kind of your thing, they do have a few of those, and they've been like pretzels or like a trail mix and stuff like that. Activity wise, there has been a ton of activities, and they're actually like really stacked close together, so it's almost kind of hard to go to all of them, which I'm sure is very well planned out. But they did try to fit a lot into these 5 days with the Halloween like shows and activities and things like that, so that is probably even a little more difficult, but very busy, lots of stuff. Lots of variety, lots of trivias, puzzles, just kinds of stuff. So it's been a lot of fun. Ports of call, they were great. Cozumel, Bimini, perfect. Ship-wise, even though it's going to dry dock in just a few months, I really haven't seen many signs that it is like in dire need of dry dock. There's not like worn out carpet or things like that that I've really seen. But it is going to dry dock here soon. So. And then they're going to be doing like the whole ship shuffle. So this will be going to a different port and things like that. So just be up to date on those updates. Staff, housekeeping, all of that have been really good. Yeah, no real complaints on any of that. I will just say the music, and especially tonight, was just really loud everywhere. When you're in like the rock, or on the rock, the speakers are all over and it's kind of hard to find a quiet corner. And then like my suggestion would be for like Gumbae to have like the quiet seating at like lunch on a seating, and then like the noisy game and all that for dinner, just so you could pick which one you want to have. A little more relaxed environment or the kind of party thing, because I've really noticed on this time it's the party crowd on one side and then the quiet, relaxed crowd on the other. And you just need that little kind of like barrier and things like that. But it's been a great time. Sad to leave. Would I book another Virgin? Of course. I will say that they have changed their pricing, so it's not an all included anymore. It's kind of like a tiered, pay what you want to have included. So make sure to be watching for those changes as well. But definitely a great time. Definitely made those memories and not dreams, and lived it every day as a gift, because that's what it is, thanks to my donor. And I will see you on the next adventure. Make sure you like and subscribe. See you next time.